Welcome and namaste to all of you. In this video episode, Great Minds, Great Quotes, I have chosen the topic happiness in the alphabetical order that I am trying to do. So, happiness is a very mysterious subject. What makes us happy? Sometimes small things make us happy. Sometimes big things do not make us happy, because our desires are endless, and no matter what we have, what we get, we are always looking for more in terms of worldly, material consumption and small desires. So, what is really happiness? And I have a few wonderful quotations on that. And the first one is from Dhananjaya Kumar, very short and simple. The more our happiness depends on others, the less happy we are. In other words, you have made yourself dependent on others to make you happy. And of course, how others behave is unpredictable. You don't know how they will act, how they will treat you. But maybe their praise of me, their kindness, their nicety, good words for me, good titles, prestige from the other people makes you happy. It's not bad to be happy. But if you're depending on that, if you're depending on others to make you happy, you have not learned how to make yourself happy. If you're depending on others, the more you depend on others for happiness, the less happy you will be. Along the same lines is the next quotation. The greatest happiness is to experience it without reason. This again, depending on others, here you are depending on a reason. If this happens, I am happy. If that does not happen, I am not happy. So, the greatest happiness is to experience it without reason. You learn to be happy without depending on the reason to be happy, a reason to be happy, or somebody to make you happy. So, a self-sufficient, a self-satisfied person, things come and go, not feeling bad about it. You accept. That level of acceptance is the real source of happiness. A beautiful quotation by Helen Keller. When one door of happiness closes, another opens. When one door of happiness closes, another opens. But often we look so long at the closed door that we do not see the door which has been opened. This is a matter of having an optimistic or pessimistic attitude, or looking at the half empty glass rather than half full glass. So when one door of happiness, one source of happiness closes, another one opens. Because the world is vast. It does not run out of happiness ever. So you can have more and more. Everybody can be more happy. So when one door of happiness closes, another opens. But often we look so long at the closed door that we do not see the one which has just opened. If we ponder too much about a misfortune, about a loss, about sadness, you are so absorbed in it that opportunities come and go and you miss it. There are opportunities to be happy that open up. There are new situations, there are new accomplishments, there are new learning that's waiting. but you are looking at what door has closed, that your happiness has been reduced, you're not happy anymore, and you dwell on it and bring yourself into a state of unhappiness for a long time. And other avenues have opened up and you are not aware of it. You don't even look at it. You don't recognize it. It's an important lesson to learn. This one is by Plato. And he teaches us the lesson how to control your desires. Because an unfulfilled desire can always be a source of unhappiness. So he's saying, the man who would be truly happy should not study to enlarge his estate, but to contract his desires. In other words, consider two persons. One is always wanting more and more. If he has this, he wants more. If he has more, he wants even more. So he's always striving to expand, enlarge his ownership, his assets, his estate. And that is an unending process. So if he learns to contract his desires, be satisfied with less, that satisfaction can be a great source of happiness. No harm working to acquire more or acquire more to give away your share. That is fine. But your happiness should not be conditioned on enlarging your ownership, your wealth. If you contract your desire, that even if you do not increase your wealth, you are still happy. If it increases, you are happy. You are not necessarily more happy with more wealth. So it is not one-to-one relationship between happiness and your ownership. So managing that is part of the art of living. Bertrand Russell. The happy man is the man who is neither divided against himself nor pitted against the world. Very important, two lessons. That happy man is one who is not divided against himself, who was not in conflict with himself. One part of his mind says do this, other part says don't do this. You are not ever sure what you need to do or what you want. You want this, another part says no, don't worry about this, don't need this. So this is being divided against himself. So that man will not be happy. Another kind of people will not be happy is if they are in constant struggle against the world. That things are not right, that makes me happy. So these people are doing bad things, I am unhappy. The bad weather, I am unhappy. It is raining or sunny or hot or cold, I am always unhappy because I don't like too hot or too cold. So they always find a reason in the outside world to be unhappy. So these two things to avoid. The happy man is the man who is neither divided against himself nor pitted against the world. We'll read just this simple one. The happiest of people don't necessarily have the best of everything, but they just make the best of everything that they have. Swami Satchidananda. The greatest tragedy of human history is decreasing happiness in the midst of increasing comfort. Now that's the saga of present day humanity, that we are increasing in comfort with more devices, more facilities, better housing, better everything, but happiness is decreasing. And that is partly, as one of the other quotes said, is because your happiness really does not depend on increasing comfort. A lot of times, with less comfort, if you are at peace, if your mind is at peace, you are satisfied, you are not always craving or longing for something, you will be happier. It's a good lesson to learn. A cute one from Swami Chinmayananda. The cultured people give happiness wherever they go. The uncultured, whenever they go. Humorous. In other words, the cultured give happiness wherever they go. They bring happiness to others. Others are happy to see them, to welcome them, to speak with them, connect with them. And the uncultured, whenever they go, if they are with them, you are not happy. When they are gone, you feel better. So he kind of divided in a very succinct way two kinds of people. The one group that brings you happiness when he comes to you. Another one brings you happiness or gives you happiness when he leaves. Swami Vivekananda says, material happiness is but a transformation of material sorrow. This kind of suggestion that in the material world you are transforming material sorrow into material happiness of obtaining and consuming objects. That's the material world. There are other worlds, more subtle. You cannot perceive through the senses, but from the inner awareness, there is a mental world of emotions. There is an intellectual world of knowledge, and there is a spiritual world of wisdom and upliftment. There is also an energy world which is not visible, that brings the level of energy, and also life in you, and that is the pranic energy. So the distinction Swami Vivekananda is making is material happiness is only transformation of material sorrow. So in the material world things come and go, they are created and destroyed. So they are always constant source of little pleasures and little joys. But something big has yet to happen. Here Mahatma Gandhi sort of defines real happiness. Happiness is when what you think, what you say, and what you do are in harmony. When they are not, you do something against your intention. You say something that you didn't mean to say. And there is no coordination, harmony between thought, speech, and action. So when thought, speech, and action are in harmony, you are not only at happiness, but at peace. This is a great one from Chuang Tzu. Happiness is the absence of striving for happiness. In other words, if you are striving, you are struggling, you are constantly trying to be happy, and in that trying, in that effort, in that struggle, you lose happiness. So when you are not trying to be happy, you are happy by itself. Your happiness is not the result of your effort, because making effort is stressful. A cute one from Ingrid Bergman. Happiness is good health and bad memory. Because a lot of events happen in your life, in your previous part of existing life. A lot of things have happened. You remember lots of those things, and no matter where you are, when you are, you remember something sad, something you lost people left you, a lot of things happen. And by remembering those, you feel unhappy. So if you are in good health and you forget about the past, that can make you happy. Now this last quotation by Arthur Schopenhauer. He kinds of sums up everything. All the other quotes are present in this one. Happiness belongs to those who are sufficient unto themselves. Happiness belongs to those who are sufficient unto themselves. For all external sources of happiness, are by their very nature highly uncertain, precarious, ephemeral, and subject to change. So this kind of sums up what the other quotations have said in different words. So thank you for listening again, and wish you happy moments every moment.